We just saw some memories of Naomi Cleopatra Banks. Now Sherrod and his wife, Thilda, will do their tribute. Sherrod is one of Naomi's adopted sons. He hails from Jamaica, but he was her son. Come on.
One, two, 1, 2. Thank you, Jesus. Good morning, church. It's a bitter and sweet moment this morning, but truly I want to give God thanks for this life of Naomi Banks. You know, she has been a strong tower in my life. You know, through the years, I come here in Angola in 2007. I spent 3 years in Blowing Point, and the rest of the moment I spent in the valley. And I get in contact with Naomi Banks through Ashley Brooks. And from that moment, you know, she mentored me in so many ways. I can't explain everything this morning, but truly, I want to give God thanks for knowing her, you know, knowing the family. You know, they have been so good to me, you know. Even before I met my wife, you know, she always encouraged me. You know, Sherrod, I know you as a Christian, and I don't want you to get caught up in these worldly things. I want you to keep your eyes on God and focus, and God will bless you. I will pray for you that you find a beautiful wife. And this morning I can say, absolutely, I find a beautiful wife. She's in the ministry. She's a pastor in Blowing Point Apostolic Faith Church. And trust me, I know Naomi, she died and she gone, but she is super proud of my life that she, over the years, she mentored me and see me, you know, accomplish whatever I accomplish. You know, I'm married to her in 2018, 17, and, you know, she helped me all the way to get her here. And, you know, we share, and we have a wonderful son, Jonathan. And, you know, God has been so good. So this morning, you know, I just want to say, you know, to the family, you know, just keep courage, because, you know, God is our source. You know, there is so many times, you know, when I went go look for Naomi, because I used to have some goats and thing, and, you know, they used to up there and something. So I used to go morning, evening. And, you know, me and she always sit down and have some good times. You know, she cook for me. She do everything for me. I shop for her. I do so much for her. And this morning, I just want to say thanks to the family that, you know, embraced me and helped me along the way. You know, and I just want to say, just continue to put God first, because Naomi has set the example. And I know she's super proud of everyone. And that's all we have to do, is just continue the legacy that she has departed unto us. So this morning, I just want to say thanks to the family. I want to say thanks to who supported her over the years, you know, from different sources. And, you know, I just want to say thanks from the bottom of my heart. It was a privilege to know her, and, you know, I just want to continue to serve in Angola until the time comes. I don't know if I'm going to continue to stay here or whatever God has in plan for me, but I will continue to do good and continue to inspire who is around me. God bless you this morning as I pass over to my wife.
Good morning to everyone. You know, before I came to Angola, my husband would always tell me about Naomi, how kind she is, how much she has helped her, and things like that. And hearing all good things about her, I said, I want to know this woman. Because there's no way this woman can be so good and I don't get in contact with this woman. And I came to Anguilla on a Saturday afternoon. And by the Sunday afternoon, my husband took me to meet Naomi. And upon meeting her, she didn't treat me like I was a stranger. She treated me like she knew me for many years. And right there and then, I fell in love with Naomi. The way that I fell in love with her, I don't call her Naomi, I called her Grandma. That is how much I fell in love with her. And when I had my son, she was one of the first person I took my son to meet. She's so loving, she's so caring, she is so kind. Even when I was to start work, she said to me, if I was looking after children still, I would look after your son. You would not have to worry about anything. That is how much of a kind-hearted woman she was. And I'm truly happy that I met this woman. I'm truly happy that I fell in love with her. She has become a part of me. My husband can tell you 2 questions I always ask him about Naomi. How is Naomi doing? And can you take me to look for Naomi? This morning, I'm truly sad that she is gone. I'm truly sad that I'm going to miss her because she was so loving. She was so caring. She was so kind. And I just want to encourage the family, continue to carry on the legacy that Naomi Banks has left for you. This is something that you should not forget, but you should carry it on. May her soul rest in perpetual peace.
Those were the Germans. Now, if is Shanice here, another adopted child of Naomi's, a granddaughter adopted of Naomi's, Shanice McDowell. I haven't seen Shanice. There's a video to be shown from Violet Lake in the UK. I think that can be shown now.
Good morning, church. Thank you very much for that video. Those memories of my dear Aunt Naomi. So Teacher Janice and I are doing this jointly, and she's gone away for a moment, but she'll be back. She's gone. You can shed tears that she is gone. Or you can smile because she has lived. You can close your eyes and pray that she will come back. Or you can open your eyes and see that all that she has left. Your heart can be empty because you can't see her. Or you can be full of the love that you shared. You can turn your back on tomorrow and live yesterday. Or you can be happy for tomorrow because of yesterday. You can remember her and only that she is gone. Or you can cherish her memory and let it live on. You can cry and close your mind, be empty and turn your back. Or you can do what she would want you to do. Smile, open your eyes, love, and go on. That's what my dear Aunt Naomi would like you to do. Smile, open your eyes, love, and go on, just like she did every day. Is Shanice McDowell here? Please come forward.
Good morning, church. I wrote a little poem for Ma, and it says, I remember meeting Ma one day in the valley. I never knew she would become my granny. Spending days sitting on her porch, she was always giving wisdom like a life coach. I lost my first baby, and Ma said, go again, because one loss does not mean it's the end. We had a deep love for one another, and she would always ask, how your mother? Ma always had something. Now, as I reminisce on the days we've spent, I cherish the moments, every event. Ma, you'll always be in my heart without end, from your sweet friend from West End.
You know, at the wake last night, I heard so many wonderful things shared about my dear Aunt Naomi, Ma. So many affectionate things by so many people that she touched in her own special way. You know, just a lady there in South Valley, reaching out across the island to touch people in ways that they can never forget. She was the kind of person who welcomed. Her welcome mat was always out. And once you got into her space, you were welcomed. So thank you, Aunt Naomi. Thank you, Ma. Keep on doing what you are doing now in your world while you are here, people, because Aunt Naomi has shown us that no matter who you are, no matter what you do in life, you can make a difference. We now have a video by, is that the video we had just now? Okay, sorry. So the MCCA women will now sing. Blessed be the tie that binds. It seems that they are not here yet. Okay, is Linda, my namesake Linda Joseph here? Your family now will, okay, you're coming up now? Not yet? Okay. Aunt Naomi, God called your name so softly that only you could hear. and no one heard the footsteps of angels drawing near. It broke our hearts to lose you, but you did not go alone, for part of us went with you the day God called you home. As I said, my Aunt Naomi has made many, many friends from all walks of life. I remember on her birthday, I would call the radio station, Radio Anguilla, on Mr. Watley's program, and he would say, "Oh, I know her. She is my friend. I will go to see her." And he reminded me that when he was a teacher, he would teach her son, DC, and he would always go there to talk to her. She would always come to the school, or he would go by her to talk about her son. And so one morning when I told him it was her birthday, he made sure that that week he went to her home to see her. I mean, talk about touching people in all walks of life. My dear aunt has done just that. She set an example for us. And this tribute service is to remember, but not just to remember, but to emulate and to follow in the footsteps of this gentle woman. You know, sometimes the people who might seem not to be influential are the most influential in their way. Right, Sherrod? I remember being there by Mom and by Ma and seeing you come there. I didn't know how deep the relationship was, but I know that she welcomed you, and just like she welcomed many people, and the Bible tells us that we must welcome the foreigners in our midst. So she was indeed a good Samaritan. And we of the family are very proud to have had Aunt Naomi, or Ma, as part of our legacy. And legacy it is for sure. Legacy that we will not forget for a long time. Because, you know, the sands of time are not erased. They are there. And as you make footsteps on the sands of time, other people can follow in those footsteps. And we are here today to follow in the footsteps of Ma, Aunt Naomi. We have one representative from St. Martin here. The St. Martin family couldn't come over because of challenges, but we do have the son of Nellie Gibbs, Michelle. Hi, Michelle. Nice that you made it across the waters, and you didn't know that your sister Merrill was here. She surprised you, didn't she? Merrill came all the way from the UK. So we talk about family reunions. There are many reunions because of Ma's life. And that's the beautiful thing about life, you know? When you sow seeds, when you plant flowers in the garden of life, they're always there to be reaped by those who come behind. And we are here, we are left behind, but nevertheless, we can make our life, we have the opportunity now to make our life meaningful because of our dear Ma. Linda, is your family here yet? What about the MCCA women? Are they here? The photo memories, will someone please tune them up, tune them in, put them up? And you've got a book here full of photo memories, full of Ma's favorite hymns, Ma's moments with family. I see up front here Rita. Hi, Rita. Thanks for all the family who is here.
At this time, I'd like to dedicate this song to my mom. See, I just can't forget singing this song every Sunday morning. Amazing grace shall always be my song of praise, for it was grace
Seems like we're having a little challenge with the video. We're going to try again later. Okay, thank you very much. You've got in your hands a wonderful memory of the life of Ma. What a name, Naomi Cleopatra. Two names that mean so much. You know, she was an icon in the community. Her name, Naomi Cleopatra, speaks of feminine power and compassion. And that truly symbolizes her as a woman who quietly and without any fanfare, from a humble residence, ministered to the needs of the less fortunate in her community. I mean, that porch overlooking the valley can tell many stories of people who sat there and enjoyed the fresh breeze, the cooling breeze, while they spoke to Naomi, and she shared words of wisdom and love and caring. And usually beside her was her dear son, Ken. She was a fierce protector of those she loved, and you could feel that love. You know, many mothers have children who have challenges, and I know that over the years there are many people who, many mothers who, because of the stress of dealing with the children, kind of kept them locked away. Naomi had Ken with her every step of the way. He was on that front porch. He listened to all the conversations. We don't know what went on in his mind, but he was there. And Naomi centered her life around him. She made sure that she was there for him every step of the way so Ken could feel that love. We of the Banks generation will tell the family name with pride. Babysitter, proud aunt, great aunt, proud grandmother, and we were happy to get together to celebrate her birthdays with her on the porch and in the front yard, where as Queen Cleopatra, she reigned supreme. I remember for her 88th birthday, I met some of her grandchildren from the US, from all over. They came to celebrate with her. And we are blessed that we got a chance to get together. And as family, we talk about the family reunion. We're here right now for a family reunion in the cultural sense, but we're here now for a family reunion in the real sense of family. And we should hold on to that reunion and let the love from the reunion take us through into the years ahead, because in Angola, we are all one family. And I would like to say from the family in Angola, the Banks-Gibbs family in St. Martin, the Banks-Richardson family in the USA. We belong to an eternal home from this beyond this world, from the loving arms of a father, great father, our father. We know that she's in a better place. At this point in time, I'd like to take tribute to Ken Phillips, who truly represented the family for us in every step of the way. Ken and Phyllis were there with Aunt Naomi when the others of us couldn't be or weren't there. Ken and Phyllis were the staples representing the family, and I want to salute Ken, my brother Ken, and his dear wife Phyllis, for being there for Aunt Naomi. She was the one who was the babysitter for Jelani and for Zinga. And they're both here. Jelani came all the way from the UK to be here with his dearly beloved Ma. I've been there when we would put him on a video call and Ma's face would light up. So tribute to Ken and Phyllis for all they did, and to my brothers, my brother Victor, my brother Val, my brother Banky, who is here with his guitar, tuning it up. Ma loved her family, and we loved her. So I think right now we have our dear Darwin, who is going to represent the Joseph family. What a treat to have Darwin here. Darwin and his sister, yes, to represent the Joseph family. And you know, Linda Joseph was one of Ma's caregivers. She spent the nights with her. Every time Ma turned, she was there to take care of her. And you know, it's great that DC was able to arrange such loving caregivers for Ma. I saw the musician, the pianist, the organist, he was just here. Calling the organist. Calling the organist.
One, two. Calling Javon. Devon.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yes. If you give a little more than you take, and if you try to fix more than you break, if you're the kind who takes the time, help a stranger in the rain, there's a place for people like you. If you stand up for those down on your knees, if you find a life for those who cannot speak, if you shine a little light, give sight to the ones who lost their way, there's a place for people like you. I've heard up there the streets are made of gold, and when you get there, there's a hand to hold. I believe when your days down here are through, there's a place up there for people like you. If you walk around with dull lines on your sleeves, if you try to be the change you want to see, if you lay down your life for love so someone could be saved, there's a place for people like you. I've heard up there the streets are made of gold, yeah. And when you get there, there's a plan to hold. I believe when your days down here are through, there's a place up there for people like you. There's a place up there for people like you.
Thank you very much, Darwin and Lynn. I'm going to say this because it seems as if all Methodist women don't know who they are. All Methodist women, you are considered as MCCA a woman. So I like all Methodist women. The song will be portrayed on the stage. The president is feeling sick. She's not here, so she asked me to make sure that all Methodist women in the house stand and sing, "Blessed be the tie that binds to the memory of our dear Naomi." It will be portrayed on the screen. The screen ain't working? I tell her I like my paper. The good Methodists who walk with your VIP, 255.
While they get ready, I see in our midst another one of my dear aunt's proteges, Pastor Paula. Would you care to come forward and say something about what my dear aunt meant to you? Because I know you came here to Anguilla as a foreigner, and Aunt Naomi, in her customary style, opened her home and her heart to you.
Okay, stand women. Pastor Paula, put your thoughts together. I'll mouth the words. Please, all Methodist women, stand. Blessed be the tie that binds our hearts in Christian love. The fellowship of kindred minds is like to that above. Blessed be the tie. Blessed be the tie. Our hearts in Christian love. The fellowship of kindred minds. Is like to that above. Listen to the organ, please. Before our Father's throne. We pour our ardent prayers, our fears, our hopes, our aims are one, our comforts and our cares. We share each other's woes. Our mutual burdens bear. And often for each other flows the sympathizing tear. When we are sunder apart, it gives us inward pain. But we shall still be joined in heart. And hope to meet again. Thank you very much. You may be seated, Pastor Paula.
I met Pastor Paula some years ago. I had no idea of her relationship to Ma, but she's here today because she told me of that relationship. So she'll share a couple words now while we get ready for the service. Pastor Paula.
Thank you. A pleasant good morning to each and every one of you. the relationship that was started between Ma, Naomi, and myself started at the very early age of 19 years when I came to the island to visit a boyfriend of mine. I remember him introducing me to her as his mother, and that is Patrick Gumbs, my beloved husband. Upon introduction, it was every single day that was spent in Anguilla for the few days that I was with Naomi. And during those days, she took the privilege to speak to me as a young girl. I later came back to be married at the age of 20, and she took me on as a daughter where she spoke to me. That's when I met the Banks family for the first time. At that time, the children for Phyllis Banks and Mr. Banks were young children, and Naomi, Ma used to look at them. Things like cooking, putting things together, no matter how little it was, she would always teach me little is much when God is in it.